The Compound Effect, by Darren Hardy. This summary is brought to you by Hook My Book. This book is about success and how it is not a magic bullet, secret formula, or quick fix. The author tells the reader that it takes time and effort to be successful and that there are no shortcuts to success. He also says that it is important to remember the simple but profound fundamentals of success and that he has experienced success himself because he has followed the principles in this book. Earning success is hard. The process is laborious, tedious, and sometimes even boring. Becoming wealthy, influential, and world-class in your field is slow and arduous. However, if you have an aversion to work, discipline, and commitment, you can succeed with the principle called the compound effect. The compound effect in action. The principle of the compound effect is the idea that by making small, consistent choices, you will reap rewards later on that are much greater than the initial changes. For example, if you start exercising regularly, even if you don't lose any weight at first, over time you will likely lose weight and improve your health. Similarly, if you start making contributions to your retirement account even if the return isn't very high at first, over time you will likely earn more money and have more savings. People who use the compound effect for their benefit in comparison to their peers appear to be overnight successes. In reality, their success was the result of small, smart choices, completed consistently over time. We've been conditioned by society to believe in the effectiveness of a great display of massive effort. However, the compound effect is the idea that taking small steps over a while will lead to larger changes. This is good news because it makes it easier to achieve goals. The most challenging aspect of the compound effect is that it can take years of consistent effort to see any payoff. Our grandparents knew this, though, and worked hard throughout their entire lives. If you want to achieve success, you need to be patient. You shouldn't expect things to happen quickly, like getting your 1-hour glasses fixed in a matter of minutes or winning the lottery in a matter of seconds. Instead, you should expect things to take a little bit of time. Choices. People come into this world with choices and can go in many different directions depending on the choices they make. Every choice leads to a chain of events that either helps or hurts the individual. Nobody intends to become obese, go through bankruptcy, or get a divorce, but often, if not always, those consequences are the result of a series of small, poor choices. Maybe you believe you're simply unlucky. But really, that's just another excuse. The difference between becoming fabulously rich, happy, and healthy, or broke, depressed, and unhealthy, is the choices you make throughout life. Luck is the combination of preparation, attitude, and opportunity. The more you prepare yourself, have a positive attitude, and are open to opportunities, the more luck you will have. The compound effect is the idea that the more times you do something, the easier it becomes and the more likely it is that you will continue to do it. This is why you will be able to track your habits for 21 days and still be able to reap the benefits. Tracking your life will help you focus on the good and bad things you're doing, and eventually, you'll see better results. However, it'll probably take some time for these results to show up. Since your outcomes are all a result of your moment-to-moment choices, you have incredible power to change your life by changing those choices. Step by step, day by day, your choices will shape your actions until they become habits, where practice makes them permanent. Losing is a habit. So is winning. Now let's work on permanently instilling winning habits into your life. Eliminate sabotaging habits and instill the needed positive habits, and you can take your life in any direction you desire, to the heights of your greatest imagination. Habits. 95% of everything we feel, think, do, and achieve is a result of a learned habit. Successful people are not necessarily more intelligent or more talented than anyone else, but their habits take them in the direction of becoming more informed, more knowledgeable, more competent, better skilled, and better prepared. The power of your why is what gets you to stick through the grueling, mundane, and laborious. All of the hows will be meaningless until your whys are powerful enough. Until you've set your desire and motivation in place, you'll abandon any new path you seek to better your life. The access point to your why power is through your core values, which define both who you are and what you stand for. Your core values are your internal compass, your guiding beacon, and your GPS. They act as the filter through which you run all of life's demands, requests, and temptations, making sure they're leading you toward your intended destination. Getting your core values defined and properly calibrated is one of the most important steps in redirecting your life toward your grandest vision. People are motivated by either something they want or by something they don't want. Love is a powerful motivating force, but so is hate. Hate can be good because it can motivate people to do things that they might not otherwise do. Sometimes identifying an enemy can motivate someone. People who seem to do everything right but still do not achieve their goals often have bad habits that are preventing them from achieving their goals. To become successful, you need to identify and eliminate these bad habits. Leadership expert John Maxwell said, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily." The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. According to research, it takes 300 instances of positive reinforcement to turn a new habit into an unconscious practice. That's almost a year of daily practice. It takes a lot of time and effort to change bad habits, and it is important to be patient. Repeating a behavior many times will create a brain groove, or series of interconnected neurons, which will help to support that habit. If you stop giving attention to a habit, the groove will weaken. Momentum. The compound effect is a phenomenon where the more times you do something, the more successful you become. It's a law that objects at rest tend to stay at rest, and things in motion tend to stay in motion unless something stops them. This law is often used in business, where it's important to maintain momentum to be successful. Achievers, people who get into a successful rhythm, continue busting their butts and end up achieving more and more. One way to achieve momentum is to take small steps, one action at a time. Progress is slow, but once a newly formed habit has kicked in, Big Mo joins the party. Your success and results compound rapidly. The law of inertia says objects at rest tend to stay at rest, and this is often used in business, where it's important to maintain momentum. A routine is a sequence of actions that are done every day without fail to achieve success. A good habit is an action that you do often enough that it becomes an automatic response. For example, if you want to stop eating unhealthy foods, you might establish a daily routine of eating a healthy breakfast and lunch. This will help you to stick to your healthy eating goals and to have a system of execution for your habits. Winning the race is all about pace. Be the tortoise. The person who, given enough time, will beat virtually anybody in any competition as a result of positive habits and behaviors applied consistently. That'll put the mojo in your momentum. And keep it there. Making the right choice, holding to the right behaviors, practicing perfect habits, staying consistent, and keeping your momentum is easier said than done, especially in the dynamic, constantly changing, and always challenging world we share with billions of other people. Influences. The external forces that influence our behavior are called input factors. These factors can be things like the news we consume, the people we spend time with, and the environment we live in. If we want to make positive choices, we need to be aware of these input factors and make sure they are supporting our goals, not detracting them. You get in life what you create. Expectation drives the creative process. What do you expect? You expect whatever it is you're thinking about. Your thought process, the conversation in your head, is at the base of the results you create in life. So the question is, what are you thinking about? What is influencing and directs your thoughts? The answer, whatever you're allowing yourself to hear and see. This is the input you are feeding your brain. Period. The media thrives on taking us hostage, in other words, distracting us from the real world with sensationalist headlines. This hurts our creative potential because it limits our view of the world to the negative. The great danger of the media is that it gives us a very perverted view of the world. Because the focus and the repetition of messaging are on the negative, that's what our minds start believing. This warped and narrow view of what's not working has a severe influence on your creative potential. It can be crippling. Your reference group is the people with whom you spend the most time. This group has a huge impact on your life, determining as much as 95% of your success or failure. You are influenced by your associations whether you are aware of it or not. If you spend your time with negative people, you will eventually become like them. It is important to spend time with positive people to achieve success. People can be influenced by the attitudes, actions, and behaviors of others. You can't help but be influenced by the people with whom you spend time. Choose how much you can afford to be influenced by the people with whom you spend time. Identify people who have positive qualities in the areas of life where you want to improve, people with the financial and business success you desire, the parenting skills you want, the relationships you yearn for, and the lifestyle you love. And then spend more time with them. Join organizations and businesses and health clubs where these people gather and make friends. Ahead, you'll see how I even used to drive to a different town to spend quality time, with fortuitous results. Another way to increase your exposure to expanded associations is by teaming up with a peak performance partner, someone as equally committed to studying personal growth as you. This person should be someone you trust, someone bold enough to tell you what they think about you, your attitudes, and your performance. Acceleration. Lance Armstrong overcame many obstacles to win the Tour de France. His competitors dismissed him as a cyclist who was not good at climbing mountains, but Armstrong proved them wrong by winning the race solo. Moments of truth are moments where you face your weaknesses and determine who you are as a person. These are the moments where you either step forward or shrink back. When conditions are great, it is easy, and distractions are few, most people do great. But when things get difficult, you get to prove your worthiness for progress. Multiplying your results means doing more than what is expected of you, which can result in bigger, better results. For example, if you are weight training, and your program calls for you to do 12 repetitions of a certain weight, if you do the 12 repetitions, you are fulfilling the expectation of your program. However, if you get to 12, even if you have hit your max, and you push out another 3 to 5 reps, your impact on that set will be multiplied several times. This means that the previous reps just got you there, and the real growth happens with what you do after you are at the wall. Do the unexpected. People tend to do what is popular, which is average. Richard Branson, for example, does things that are more extreme than other businesses to stand out. In our attention deficit, propaganda-saturated society, sometimes doing the unexpected is required to get your voice heard. If you have a cause or ideal worthy of attention, do what it takes, even the unexpected, to make your case heard. Add a little audacity to your repertoire. Do better than expected. Doing better than expected becomes a big part of your reputation. Your reputation for excellence multiplies your results in the marketplace many times over. In all areas of your life, look for multiplier opportunities where you can go a little further, push yourself a little harder, last a little longer, prepare a little better, and deliver a little bit more. Where can you do better and more than expected? When can you do the unexpected? Find as many opportunities for wow, and the level and speed of your accomplishments will astonish you and everyone else around you. Learning without executing ideas is useless, as is motivation without action. The compound effect is a tool that, when combined with consistent positive action, will produce real and lasting results in one's life. Remember compound effect whenever you realize small, seemingly innocuous poor habits have crept back into your life, whenever you fall off the wagon of consistency, and whenever you want to reignite your motivation and bolster your why power. When you're committed to making moment-to-moment positive choices, despite the lack of visible or instant results, the compound effect will catapult you to heights that will astound you and bewilder your friends, family, and your competition. When you hold to your why power and stay consistent with your new behaviors and habits, momentum will carry you swiftly forward. And then, together, with that momentum and consistent, positive action, it will be impossible for the next 5 years to be more of the same. On the contrary, when you put the compound effect to work for you, you will experience success and it will be incredible. End of the summary. Thanks for listening.